right, well, now we're going to talk a little bit of fashion and fashion tech with a couple of startup founders who have put together a business called Citizen Wolf. You're having a little bit of a look at it now. They're just doing a raise on the crowdfunding platform Virtual. It's bringing textiles and clothing back to Australia in terms of manufacturing and using technology in an extraordinary way. And for a bloke who thinks that Terry Toweling is a great fashion designer, it's quite revelatory, the fact that you can just give your age and your weight, and on the basis that you don't lie about both of those things, they'll be able to build you a t-shirt that fits you perfectly. And we're joined by Eric and Zoltan, both from Citizen Wolf. Guys, great to have you in. I'm going to get you to explain it and what you do and how this idea came around, because of course, as I said, we've had plenty of people sort of putting a tape measure down your arm and down your trouser leg. Old school. Technology has transformed that. How are you doing this?
Right, well, Zoltan and I have known each other for about 20 years. We started in an ad agency, of all things, and we had our own separate careers in various parts of the world working on various brands. But we both came back to Sydney about at the same time, and Zoltan had another fashion brand that he's working on. And we got to a chat about how hard it is to get clothing that fits properly. Because I'm pretty short.
Know that feeling?
Nothing fits me properly. And it just seems crazy that the only way I could get something to fit was if I wanted a tailored suit, or I was going to get married. So what about the stuff I actually wear 90% of the time? It seems crazy that no one was actually finding a way to make sure that fits. And that's where we started the chat and became the genesis of Citizen Wolf. Since then, we've learned an enormous amount of the waste in the industry and how actually terrible the fundamental business model is.
Well, this is a bit of the dirty secret of the industry, and that's something like, I think, 30% or more, a third of the clothing, we make it, it doesn't even get worn and it ends up in waste. Why is that happening? That is insane.
It is insane. It's absolutely crazy and nobody's talking about it. It doesn't make sense from the business perspective, and it doesn't make sense from the planet's perspective either. But that just is the way that clothes have been made since the Industrial Revolution. And so it's baked into the profit margins in the business of fashion. But it's not okay anymore. On a planet of finite resources, we just can't waste 1 in 3 pieces of clothing. And it's all because the big retailers base all their decisions on guessing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No one can predict the future.
6 months in advance, you've got to put them on a rack, and you're going to have
and then cross your fingers and
buy.
hope, right? And it's insane. By contrast, what we do is really simple. We ask people what they want, and then we go and make it. We have zero inventory, zero waste, and zero landfill, but it's also a better business, because when you get what you want, and you're guaranteed that it's going to fit your body, you're going to buy that thing from us again. So what we find is actually we have 3.5 times better loyalty than the industry average.
So Citizen Wolf is manufacturing here in Australia, but we've been told for a long time that the TCF industry can't compete with the likes of China when it comes to manufacturing clothing. Is it the fact that you don't have this inventory, you're not producing a whole lot of wastage, that has changed the economics around producing locally, or is there tech in there that's also making it happen? Are any people doing this, or is it all machines?
So most clothing made in the world is still done by hand.
Yep.
Having said that, there are machines on the horizon which can automate more and more of that production process, and as that comes online, we'll start to see the price points become more competitive. But we started in Australia because we believe that there is actually a role that the industry can play. By eliminating the waste that is inherent in the industry, we're already going to be a step ahead from a business model perspective. The second thing is that technology has enabled us to create things in a much better way than just guessing. Zoltan was alluding to just eliminating the guesswork from the supply side of what's going to sell in 12 months' time and committing to 4,000 units of one size in the hope that it will sell. By contrast, our technology means that we only make on demand, so our costs are much lower there. We don't have to pay for 8,000 garments in advance and hope that that sells. We don't have to go on sale to get rid of uncleared stock. And the fact that we can have a tailored garment means that there's more value in that item. Right? It's not about getting a $5 t-shirt that you wear once and then dispose.
Yep.
It's about something that you're going to wear for life and that you're going to get hundreds of wear out of, and it's going to make you look great.
And it fits, and if you're a slightly older bloke where there might be a little bit of overhang that sort of, your wife points out to you occasionally, you kind of get that. So I take it the pair of you are both wearing the product right now.
Correct.
You started with t-shirts. Tell us about the ambitions for the business.
So 5 years, we've made 50,000 t-shirts since we've started.
Wow.
And so we have validated the technology for the t-shirt. But Citizen Wolf was never about tees. It was always about a better way of making clothes. And so our next step, and why we're out at Virtual at the moment, is to raise the money to scale the tech out to all clothes. But not only that, we've also only been selling within Australia for the last 5 years. So the other thing we want to do is ask our customers to come along on this journey and help fund the next stage of growth so that we can take Citizen Wolf and our technology globally. Because the true opportunity is obviously greater than the Australian market.
So tell us a little bit about this crowdfunding campaign on Virtual, because of course the traditional path for most startups is you go to a VC, they hand you a whopping great amount of cash and off you go. Why crowdfunding is the alternative for you guys?
Because we've got a product-based business, and our customers absolutely love us. And so when we were talking about trying to raise money and take the business to the next stage, it just seemed obvious that the people that should join us on that journey are the ones that already love what we're doing. And so that's why we're out on Virtual. It allows people to get in for as little as $250. So unlike a VC where you're trying to cut checks of $50, $100 or $1 million each, right? For $250, you can actually back the brands and the values that they embody that allow you to basically to live your life. So
now I think you've got 10 days left on the expressions of interest, and the campaign runs for about 3 weeks. Is that right?
Correct.
So roughly till the end of July, mid-July.
Yeah,
by the time it finishes. Well, guys, great to have you on. Eric Zoltan, thanks for joining us. All the best with Citizen Wolf. Look forward to you guys looking dapper around the place with more clobber.
thank you very much. Cheers.
All right. Well.